Hello guys and welcome back to Dimension 3D. Today we are going to model this gun inside Blender, and you can also download this model for free. I have given the link below in the description, so check it out. And now let's get the video started here. So let's bring up the reference image first. And now let's start the modeling here. First take a cylinder here and start with the muzzle here. I will rotate it to 90 degree here and then start matching it with the reference. Now I will add an edge loop here using Ctrl R and another edge loop here as well, and I will do the same here as well. Now I will select this edge and add bevel to it, and then select these faces here and apply the scale here first and then extrude it along the normals. And I will delete these faces here. Now I will select these vertices and match it with the reference. Now I will select these faces here and extrude it along the normals. And I will select these faces and extrude it as well. Now select this edge here and extrude and scale it first, and then again extrude it outside. Now select these edges here and bring it a little bit down. Now I will take another cylinder here and rotate it to 90 degrees first, and then start matching it with the reference here. Now I will delete these faces here. And then I will scale it and select this edges here and extrude it up. Now I will select these two edges here and press F to bridge them, and then select these edges here and press F to fill the hole. Now I will just duplicate it and move it upwards and scale it -1 on the Z axis and match it with the reference. Now take another cylinder here and rotate it to 90 degree and just match it with the reference again. Now select these faces here and just delete it, and I will take another cylinder here and rotate it to 90 degree as well, and I will match it with the reference again. Now select this edge here and add a bevel to it. Now go on to face mode here and select these faces. I will do the extrusion separately here for both the parts. So I will just select these faces here. And extrude it along the normals, and I will change the pivot point to individual origins here, and then scale it and select these faces and delete it, and then go on to vertex mode and select all these vertices and scale it on the x-axis to make it straight. Now delete this face here, select this edge here and extrude and scale it inside. Now go to face mode and select these faces again. And now just extrude it along the normals and scale it a bit. Select these vertices and scale it on the x-axis to 0 to make it straight. Now select these corner edges here and I will just bevel it to give it a more round shape here. And now select these vertices again and just match it with the reference. Now select this edge here and deselect these two edges here and just bridge them and bring the number of cuts to 1 and change the interpolation to linear. Now select these vertices and just merge them. Now I will add one more edge loop here and then select these faces and extrude it down and scale it on the Z axis to 0 to make it straight, and then just match it with the reference here. Now you can see here there is a small straight line here. So I will add one more edge loop here and bring these vertices here. I will scale it down on the Z axis to 0 to make it straight. And I will select all these vertices here and scale it on the X axis to 0 to make it straight again. And I will select these vertices and move it just a bit here to match it with the reference. Now let's make this part here. So I'll just select these faces here and extrude it up and match it with the reference. And I will do the same on down as well. Now I'll take edge loops here to make that cut on that area. Now select these faces here and just bridge them. And then go on to edge mode here and then select these corner edges and make sure you apply the scale first and then bevel it. Now I will select these faces here and extrude it up. And I will add edge loop here. I will delete half of the mesh here and later I will just mirror it. Now select these vertices and move it a bit. Now select this edge here and then bevel it, and now just apply the auto set smooth and then mirror it on the other side. Now select this edge here, and now I will apply a solidify modifier here. I will just extrude and scale it here and then extrude it inside again. And now again I will extrude and scale it and then extrude it inside and just press F to fill the hole. Now I will add one more edge loop here and add a bevel to it. Now select the faces here and extrude it inside a bit. Now let's make the bottom part here. So take a cylinder here and rotate it to 90 degree and just match it with the reference here. Now I'll make an insert here and then extrude it again. Select these faces here and extrude it down here and match it with the reference image. Now I'll select this corner edge and add a bevel to it. First let's move these vertices a bit away and then select this edge and add a bevel to it. And I will do the same on this side as well. Now apply the scale here and then select this edge and apply a bevel to it. And select these two edges and apply a bevel to it as well. Now let's make this part here. Go on to face mode here and select this faces and extrude it down and scale it on the Z axis to 0 to make it straight, and then just match it with the reference. And I'll take some edge loops here to make that cut on that area. Now select these faces here and delete it. Now select these two edges here and press F to bridge them. and select this edges here and press F to fill the hole. Now I'll take a cube here and just place it here and match it with the reference here. I will take a edge loop here and then go into face mode and select these faces and extrude it and scale it on the Y axis, and I will scale it on the Z axis a bit as well, just changing the pivot point here. Now coming back to this part, I'll select these vertices and move it here. Then go into face mode and delete these faces here. Now select these edges here and just bridge them. And I will select this edge from the inside here, and you can see here that these edges are not flowing all the way down. So I will add 3 edge loops here and then go into vertex mode and just merge them. Now I'll select this edge and add a bevel to it as well, and then select this edge and add a bevel to it as well. Now select these vertices and just press J to join them. Now let's make this small part here. So I will take a cube here and I will just match it with the reference. And now I will add some edge loops here. Now select the corner edges and add a bevel to it. And then select these faces here and just bridge them to make a hole. Now again select the corner edges here and then bevel it. Now select this faces here and extrude it up to make that part. And select this edges here and add a bevel to it. And I will change the shape of this part as well. It's not looking good. So I will just delete the faces from here and I will just select the edges here and bring all the way to down. And then just press F to bridge them. Then select these two edges here and just bevel it to give it a nice circular shape. Now let's make this part here. So I will take a cylinder here and rotate it to 90 degree and then scale it down and match it with the reference. And I will delete half of the cylinder here. And I will scale it down more just to match it with that part. And then select these vertices and move it all the way to the end. And then select this edges and extrude it down. Now I will add some edge loops here. Then go into face mode and just delete these faces here. And you can see here that I have just deleted one side of the faces. So I'll just mirror it on the other side. And I will also delete this extra edge here. Now I'll select these edges here and just bridge them. Now go into vertex mode and select these vertices and scale it a bit on the x-axis just to match it with the reference. Now select this edge here and add a bevel to it. Make sure you deselect this edge and then add a bevel to it. And I will also add a bevel to this edge as well. Make sure you apply the scale here first and then bevel it. And I will do the same on this part as well. And I will select the whole model here and then go into edit mode and just press shift N to recalculate the normals here. Now go into face mode and select this face here and then go into edge mode by pressing 2 and then add a bevel to it as well. Now select this edges here and add another bevel to it. First select this edge and just press F to fill the hole and add a bevel to it as well. And now select the side edges here and add a bevel to it. Now I'll just duplicate this part and bring it here and select these vertices and move it up a bit to match it with the reference. Now select this part and duplicate it and move it down and then scale it to -1 on the Z axis and then again match it with the reference here. And I will add some edge loops here to match it with the reference. Now I will take another cube here and I will just match it to the reference and make this part. Now select the corner edges here and add a bevel to it. Now take another cube here and scale it down and just match it with the reference again. Now apply the scale here and select this edge and apply a bevel to it. And now just scale it on the y axis. Now take another edge loop here and select this face and extrude it up. And I will take one more edge loop here and then select this face and extrude it up again. Now I'll take 3 more edge loops here and one edge loop here first and then 2 in the between as well. Now select these faces here. I will add one more edge loop here and just adjust these edges here to make the gap. Now select the faces here and then right click and then go into loop tools here and click on circle. I'll just scale it down a bit and delete the faces here. Now select this edge here and just snap it to make it straight. I will take one more edge loop here and then select this face and delete it. And just select these vertices and just snap it to make it straight. Now I'll select these edges here and just bridge them. Now I will take a cylinder here and rotate it on the x-axis to 90 degree and then just place it here and match it with the reference. And scale it on the y-axis. Now I will go into top view and delete all these faces here. And I will just connect these vertices here. Now go into the modifiers tab here and apply a solidify modifier to it. And now I'll just mirror it on the other side. And I will take a edge loop here and then apply the middle modifier here. Now select these faces here and delete it. Now go into edge mode here and select these edges here and just bridge them. Now I will just select these edges here and apply a bevel to it. Now go into the modifiers tab here and go into edit and apply a weighted normal modifier here and just apply it. Now take another cube here and just match it with the reference. Now take a cylinder here and rotate it to 90 degrees on the x-axis and scale it down here and just match it with the reference here. Now I'll take a edge loop here in the between and then bevel it. Now select these faces here in the between and just delete it and then go into edge mode and select these edges here and press F to bridge them. I will delete this mesh here and now select this face and move it inside a bit. Now extrude it out and scale it down a bit. Now I will add one more edge loop here and then add a bevel to it and make sure you apply the scale first and then extrude it along the normals here. Now select this edge here and bevel it. Now apply the mirror modifier here and mirror it on the other side. Now I will take one more cube here and place it here and match it with the reference. And I will take edge loops here and then select this face and delete it and then go into edge mode and select these edges and press F to bridge them. Now scale it on the Y axis just to match it with the reference. And select these two parts and scale it on the Y axis a bit. And I will select these vertices here and make it a bit thicker. And I will apply the mirror modifier here. And now select this part and just move it inside. And I will just mirror it on the other side. First I will delete this side and then mirror it on the other side. Now select this face here and extrude it along the normals. And change the pivot point to individual origins here and then scale it. And now I will add a edge loop in the between and then bevel it. And then select these two edges and add another bevel to it and then go into face mode and extrude it along the normals. Now select these two faces and then go into edge mode and add a bevel to it. And I will add another bevel to these edges as well. Now coming back to this part, I will add a edge loop in the center and add a bevel to it. And then I will add another edge loop here and add a bevel to it as well. Then select these faces here and extrude it along the normals. Now select these edges here and add a bevel to it. Now again I will add a edge loop in the between and then bevel it. And then go into face mode here and select these faces and just delete them. And then go into edge mode and just fill the gap there. And I will select these edges here, apply the scale first and then add a bevel to it. Now select these vertices and just press J to join them. And I will add one more bevel to this edge as well. Now I'll go into top view here and just select these vertices here and just scale them on the Y axis to make it a bit thicker. Now let's make this part here. So I will take a cube here again and just scale it down and just match it with the reference. Now I will take a edge loop here and I will add another edge loop here. Now go on to face mode here and select these faces and extrude it around the normals. Now select this corner edge here and add a bevel to it. And just merge these vertices here. Now select this edge and add another bevel to it as well. And now I will just scale it on the y-axis a bit. And now I'll just mirror it on the other side here. Now I'll just select the edges here and add a bevel to it. And I will apply a weighted normal modifier here. Now take another cylinder here and rotate it on the x-axis to 90 degree and place it here and just match it with the reference. Now select these faces here and extrude it along the normals and change the pivot point to individual origins again and scale it down. And again I will change the pivot point to bounding box and scale it on the y-axis a bit. Now select these faces here and then go on to edge mode and then add a bevel to it. Now select this edge here and add another bevel to it. Select these faces here and apply an insert and then extrude it inside. And again change the pivot point to individual origins and scale it down a bit. And then select these two edges here and add a bevel to it. Now let's make this part here. So I will be making this part of this reference here. So take a cube here and just match it with the reference. Now I will take edge loop here and select this face here and extrude it outside. And then select these two faces here and extrude it a bit. Now select this face and extrude it again. And I will scale it on the Y axis. Now select this corner edges here and add a bevel to it. I will bevel them separately here. Now select this edge here and add a bevel to it and then extrude it along the normals. And I will select this vertex here and move it. And then select these two edges here and add a bevel to it. And select this edge and add a bevel to it as well. Now I'll select all these edges here and add a bevel. Now take another cylinder here and rotate it on the x-axis to 90 degree and move it here. Scale it down and just delete half of the cylinder here first. And then rotate it and just match it with the reference first. And now duplicate it and move it on the other side here and just scale it to -1. Now select these two parts and join this using Ctrl J and then select these edges here and just press F to bridge them, and then select these edges here and press F to fill the hole as well, and then press Shift N to recalculate the normals here. Now select these two faces here and go to edge mode and apply a bevel to it. Now I will just join the whole part here using Ctrl J and move it here. And I will just change the axis to global here and just try to match it with the reference. And I will scale it to -1 on the Y axis. And again I will scale it -1 on the Z axis this time. So I will get the rotation right here. So that's it for the first part of the tutorial, and make sure you watch the second part of the tutorial as well. And please like, share and subscribe to my channel for more tutorials like this. Thank you and have a nice day.